Okay, Zane.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Today, we have a special guest tonight. We have Nickie Robinson of Good Girl PR.
Hi,
How you doing, Miss Nikki? How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Mr. Rob. Of course, that's the good brother Zane. And we want to talk some PR talk today.
Okay, I'm ready. I got all the questions. You guys
Let's-
were all prepped. I mean, I love it.
we want to know what goes on with your world. I'm gonna let my man Zane set it off. Okay, Zane.
Okay, Nikki, can you tell us what made you want to start a PR firm, Good Girl PR?
That's a great question because I definitely did not study PR in college.
Wow.
So I was working at Deutsche Bank as a compliance officer. I don't know if you were able to do some research about me, but I went to law school as well. So I was working at Deutsche Bank as a compliance officer, and I was just bored out of my mind. I wasn't challenged, and I broke my toe being late to work. And I used that time off to teach myself how to DJ. So,
Really?
of course,
Oh, you broke your toe and
yes.
then you became a DJ. How about that?
Yeah, I like took time off of work to, heal
Right,
my toe.
right,
And
right.
while I did that, I taught myself how to spin. And of course, as a DJ, you need publicists. So I became my own publicist.
Nice.
Nice, nice. Now, what's the toughest part about being a publicist? The toughest part of your day of being a publicist?
You know what? Being PR is not really a challenge or difficult for me just because, again, I didn't study this in school. It's more of my personality.
Right,
So I'm just sort of being me. I think a lot of people hire me because of me and
right.
just my follow up skills and the fact that I'm articulate. So it's not really difficult at
But
all.
there's so much that goes into it. I mean, between the pitching and the advertising and the press kitting, and I mean, you got so many. You got to have like an octopus. You got to have so many different arms to
Right.
manage so many different things. Let alone if you have a large client list, you're already tackling egos too. So I can imagine.
I would say because I worked on Wall Street for so long, I'm really efficient. So
There you
I'm
go.
not really overwhelmed by a large, client roster.
Okay.
And I have a great team, so I'm able to easily delegate things to people
Uh,
on my team. For example, I have somebody by the name of Amy who works with me. She works in London, so while I'm sleeping, she's working, and while she's sleeping, I'm working. And then I have Alexis, and then I have a proposal writer. So my business is a well-oiled machine, so I'm not really overwhelmed by it at all.
wow. So you're global then. Just you're in London. Are you bi-coastal as well in California as well?
I'm from Los Angeles, so I guess technically I could be bi-coastal if I wanted to, but I grew up in LA, so I'm not really pressed to really be in LA right now. LA is kind of crazy. I don't know if you guys spend time in LA, but
Right now, sis,
Not yet.
it's crazy.
Not yet. Mm-mm.
LA is wild. Don't let the palm trees fool you.
That's what they say, right?
Yeah. So yeah, business is a well-oiled machine, so it doesn't really overwhelm me.
Nice, nice, nice.
Now, what are some of your favorite projects that you've been a part of?
Well, I just signed the Metaverse. I'm really excited about that.
Mhm.
Uh, it's a project led by Method Man of the Wu-Tang Clan. I'm a huge Wu-Tang fan. I still listen to
Mm.
36 Chambers and
Mm.
Triumph or Wu-Tang Forever,
For
etc.
real?
So yeah, so I think that's my most exciting project right now. We actually just launched it a couple days ago.
Mhm.
If you Google it, we got some really great press. So I'm excited about that and hopefully he's happy.
Hopefully, so.
Excellent.
Hopefully so. Meth is a good guy. I can imagine working with him. And he's come so far too, coming from
Mm.
Wu Tang and then going into movies, and I think he got his little his workout line going on. He has a lot of things he has going on.
Yeah, he has a great team. So I work hand in hand with his team, and they're doing a great job. It requires a team. You can't do it all by yourself.
That's a fact.
Right.
You know, there's a quote I seen you post that I thought was pretty cool. It says, "I'm the type to want more for you, not more from you."
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit.
That's deep.
Yeah, because in that environment, I mean, you got to be you pushing positivity all day. So I could imagine
Yeah.
the type of mindset you have to have.
Perfect example, a writer by the name of Rick Hazel helped me with 2 Method Man pieces, one for EUR Web and the other for Hip Hop DX that comes out tomorrow. He's a writer. I don't know how much, these writers get paid, right? But I'm assuming some of them are unpaid or it's very nominal in nature. And so I appreciate when people help me. So I'm not one of those publicists who will reach out to you and ask you things, but not try to give something back. You know what I mean? So I really just believe in reciprocity and like genuine relationships. So
That word, right?
he did all these great things. He did all these great things for me this week, and it was his birthday. So I set him out at a restaurant for his birthday, Is that lighting going in and out? Do you see lighting going in and out with me or no? Is there just me?
A little bit.
You're fine.
I'm so sorry.
It's dimming just a little bit, but you're fine.
You know what it is? It's this. I don't know if you could see this. It's this view. I think the sun is changing.
A lot of them windows right there.
Oh, thank
Very
you.
nice.
I think I'm so sorry. I know better than this because you guys said something about lighting when you guys wanted me to prep for this. But anyway, I set him up at a restaurant for his birthday, and then yesterday, I got tickets to this Jadakiss concert, but I was working on the Metaverse project, so I couldn't travel all the way uptown to go see Jadakiss. I wanted to, so I was like, "Hey, do you want to use my tickets to go see Jadakiss?" And he was very appreciative. But my point is that
Right.
I'm not all about taking. It's like I just believe in reciprocity. I believe in giving.
Man.
Normally, when I give, I always get it right back, and I don't do it to get things right back, but it just always happens naturally.
Well, that's how the universe works. You give, you receive.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And my wife and I, we tend to use that term a lot, reciprocity. You know what I mean? Because, you never know what anyone's going through anyway. You know what I mean? Sometimes a great gesture can change someone's whole trajectory for the day. So we were just talking backstage, so to speak, and me and my wife before Easter, the day before Easter, which is Saturday, we go out and we actually make Easter baskets. There's not too many people make Easter baskets, and we deliver them. We deliver them to the kids we do know, of course, but then there are other kids that might be out there where we deliver them too. So reciprocity is a good way of looking at it.
Yeah, and then too, like I'm always trying to encourage people to like live better lives, work out, eat better, just be better people. I think it's by virtue of just how I was raised. My family's from the South, so
okay.
I had a country grandmother who was just so sweet, who cooked for everybody, who gave everybody a place to stay. So I'm definitely her spirit, and it's been interesting having her spirit in this industry.
It's good. It keeps you safe, man. Walk with grandma, man, for real.
Thank you.
Walk with grandma. Okay, Zane.
Can you also, because being that you have a very diverse portfolio of projects that you worked on, can you talk briefly about the work that you did? I believe it was an art project that you was working on with I think four other artists, and one of them was out of Barcelona.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate the research. That was a year ago. I randomly, like I said, I manifest things, but I got this like billionaire art collector client from Germany a couple years ago. And he calls me, his term for me is beautiful power, which is hilarious. But he said he had never met anybody who gets things done so fast. He calls me fast fire too. So I'm working with him. I'm getting things done. But he had someone on his staff who just wasn't really a nice person. Those type of people who will like listen to your ideas and then like
want them to take them.
Want them to be their own and then re-spit it out like they came up with the idea.
Right.
I'm constantly having to interface with this type of personality. And during COVID, I told them, hey, you guys should do virtual exhibits, so they're paying me for these consultations and I'm sending proposals. And then the Black Lives Matter movement hit around June of 2020.
Right.
And during a phone call, he was really in distress. I guess he was trying to get on some boards, some art foundations, and they were denying him because they wanted people of color. Because
Mhm.
what happened was post Black Lives Matter, I noticed that a lot of uh, non people of color were trying to hire Black businesses, Black firms, all in the spirit of I'm not racist, I
Right.
support Black
Right.
Lives Matter, right? And then also providing board seats for various organizations, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. This is what I just think.
Right.
And
Mhm.
I guess he was getting denied and he was really upset. And he was just like, Black artists are inferior to white artists. He said this. He says that Black people came from single parent homes and that we're some of us are illiterate and we're not as technically as good as white artists. And that kind of talk makes me upset. Like, I'm not the type of person, I don't care if this person was paying me $10,000 a month. You say that
Mhm.
about Black people, I don't want a dollar of your money.
That's right.
Mhm.
Right.
So after that, the relationship was over. I had nothing else to say. I kind of kept it in for a while, and then I decided how I got even was to launch this exhibit, Black artists in the white world. So if you read the description, it's kind of like Black artists are not inferior to white artists. In fact, we are the trendsetters. Um, we are elite artists. We're not we're not
Not submissive.
subpar or not qualified to enter certain spaces. So that's what sparked the art exhibit. And I did it without naming them in the press release, of course, but they knew it was about them. And of course, I sent it to them. I sent it to him and the owner. That's what I do.
Touche.
Um, I'm not a fake person by any means. But I think for them, they have so much money that they were surprised that I reacted that way. I was supposed to kind of like close my mouth, continue to take their money and not say anything.
Right.
But no, I'm not doing that. So that's what sparked that exhibit.
That's dope. That's dope. I mean, you gotta
Very solid.
you gotta scratch your head with people that still have the same mentality that's been here for the last 100 years. But this is where we live.
This person was Australian, but hey, I don't know. I mean, you do have the Aborigines there. I don't know how they treat them.
They treat us the same way they treat you in the Bronx and South Central. They treat us like trash. At
Oh
least they
my
try to.
gosh.
At least they
Well, he
try.
knows better now.
I bet he do.
Yeah.
What is it that you love about being a publicist?
I think for me, like in law school and college, it didn't really teach you about emotional intelligence. I was like a complete bookworm, always reading, always taking, tests, always knowing how to figure things out. But PR has taught me about people and
Right.
personalities. And
Right.
I've been doing this for 13 years. So I automatically know what box people fit in. I don't make assumptions, but normally my instincts will say, okay, this client will pay on time. This client won't pay on time. Or this client will be easy to deal with. This client will be difficult to deal with. Or if they are difficult, then this is how I would deal with them to manage their expectations so I don't have any problems.
That's right.
But these are things that they don't teach you in, school or in college. So I think the best thing about being a publicist is learning how to become more emotionally intelligent and master the art of dealing with various personalities and people.
That's big, man. There's a lot of egos. So I know you have to pretty much keep a coy face, stay neutral, play it
No, I
by.
actually don't have a lot of egos. It's not even that. It's just like personality traits. It's not
Okay.
everybody on my roster is pretty cool. Nobody has a big ego. Nobody's mean or anything. If they were mean, I wouldn't take them on as clients because I don't need the drama.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out what this light is doing and why it's doing that. So weird.
It's because of the lighting. It's trying to determine, should I dim it or should I allow the light to come in? And I think that's what you're saying.
I've never seen that before. I'm so sorry.
And it's probably coming from the outside light. That's fine. Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry about that at all. What goes into getting getting press coverage for your clients?
That's a good question. So I remember during COVID, this publicist reached out to me and was picking my brain and asking me questions. And then I said, well, write a press release. And she's like, oh, I don't do that. That's like the old school way of doing PR. And I'm like, I guess I'm old school. So whenever I have a client, I normally write a press release. So for the Metaverse project, I wrote a press release. It was widely distributed. It got a bunch of hits, right? Media placements. And then I leveraged that press release and I pitch it to magazines. Normally, if the press release is well written, the magazine will take text from my press release and use it in their articles like they did with the Metaverse project.
Right.
So it's really about writing a good press release and pitching it.
Right.
Various outlets. Normally, I would say we pitch our clients to 300 to 1,000 outlets around the world.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Wow.
I do it, and then I divide it up among my staff because I'm only one person, and we get placements, as many placements as possible. And media placements help with like SEO and search engine optimization. I've always been about SEO and thinking outside the box and being smart. So if you follow me on Twitter or Facebook, you'll always see that I include the link to the placement and I include hashtags because hashtags are so important for bookmarking purposes.
Right. That's right. You can easily find that. So you say
Yes.
press release. Press release is pretty much a description, correct?
Press release is like a sample article about a project or a release, a beauty product, an event maybe. And normally, journalists are very busy. So if you can somehow frame a story in a very, easily ingestible manner,
Right.
the journalists will be more likely to publish your story because, they have a stack of stuff to do. And this is well written. They'll just, cut and slice it and then you're good to go.
How about that? I think I'm gonna be a publicist.
Okay.
I might try my hand and nah, I'm not gonna do that. My ego, not even my ego. Just I don't. I just got problem with people sometimes, man.
Yeah, you know what? I've mastered the art of managing expectations, so I really don't have
Yeah,
issues with
it gotta be all psychology before I get into an arena like that. I mean, even here on the podcast, you deal with personalities, but you deal with them from a distance that, you know, when you're talking to someone, you can kind of feel the energy and you can guide the conversation where it needs to go. You can lessen it, you can ask more questions, you kind of feel people out. And I guess that's pretty much what you do when dealing with a large client list.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I've had rude clients, one of which during COVID hung up in my face, and I just stopped working with them. I'm like, "Did you hang up in my face? Okay,
Yeah.
this is over." Like I just don't really put up with it because
I like how smooth you are, man. You're real smooth with it too.
yeah, Ruth, you have to remember, I have a law degree, so if I want to make money, I can always go get a job on Wall Street and not have to deal with any of this. So if you want to hang up in my face, I have a backup plan. I think it's when you don't have a backup plan that you have to deal with the bullshit.
Right.
That makes
Now,
it.
are there any projects in the industry that you haven't worked on that you would like to pursue as far
Hmm.
as for a client base?
I was thinking about that today because last night Jadakiss performed at this mixtape documentary,
Mhm.
and I kind of wanted to do like an art exhibit with like all these old Clue mixtapes. I
You
thought
remember,
that
you remember the documentary?
the documentary is called Mixtape.
Okay, I think
Yeah, but I wanted to do like an art show with like old mixtape covers just because I think that's so historic.
sis,
And a lot of people grew
dope.
up on mixtapes. I thought that would be really dope.
I think that's
Um,
a good idea. Yeah.
Thanks. I also want to do an art show with Havoc of Mobb Deep. I'm a huge Mobb Deep fan, and
Okay.
he's an artist. So I wanted to do like an art and beats thing with him. He knows this, so I'm just gonna call him later and be like, "What's up? Let's get this done." That's it. I'm pretty cool. Maybe write a screenplay or something, and pitch
That's
a
that was one of the questions I have for you. But I've learned um, as a publicist, you got to have great writing skills.
yes.
And do you keep memoirs or journals? And are you writing a book?
I've written a book. I actually wrote a book about how to survive the COVID or coronavirus using your common sense before the pandemic. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I guess I was right about everything.
It turned out to be. It turned out to be all right, huh? You
It's
got
so funny. So many people stopped talking to me. I like sent them my book. They were like, "The CDC said you don't have to wear a mask." I'm like, "Well, I'm wearing a mask."
Mm-hmm.
And
so
uh,
with mine too.
yeah, this is in March though of 2020. Before,
Oh, okay.
so it kind of revealed who was on my team and who wasn't because people were like, "You're not a doctor. How can you say these things?" And I'm like, "This is what I think." I'll send you guys a copy of the book, but I was pretty on target. So I started writing ebooks. I've written articles about like credit repair before. Yeah, I'm a little bit all over the place as far as the writing is concerned, but I can write about anything.
Good stuff. Good stuff. For those that's listening, man, get your writing skills up.
Yeah, but I think I worked on my writing skills by honestly reading the writings of people who did not go to college, and it was well written. And
Mm.
then that's when I realized that you should write the way you talk.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not that complicated.
Right.
I think
I'm
people
trying to find.
overthink things.
Yeah, we do overthink things. We overthink things a lot, and to find an even ground, that does make sense, right? How you talk.
Yeah.
Right? Most people drive how they walk, if you believe that or not. Yes.
Really?
Do they?
I'm a
Just
good driver. I guess I'm a good walker too.
as long as they ain't bumping into people. You can tell people that bumping ain't paying attention. You go look at their car, it got dents and dings and cracks and
So where are you guys based?
I'm based in Connecticut and I'm originally from the Bronx, New York.
Okay.
Zane, where you at, Zane? You in DC?
I'm down in the DC metropolitan area. I'm actually in Maryland, College Park, Maryland, but was born in the Bronx, lived in Jersey for a number of years, but been down here for about maybe 20 years now.
Oh wow, the DMV
So
area.
I'm like 5 blocks from the University of Maryland.
Oh nice. My sister went there.
College Park, right?
Yeah.
Right.
That's a good place, man. Yeah, so
Now,
you
go
go
ahead,
ahead.
go ahead, Rob.
No, go ahead, bro.
Now, which do you prefer out of like do you prefer working with models, music, art, actors or actresses? Like if you had to pick at least two, which would you prefer and why?
I would say music just because I'm a DJ. So
Mhm,
my air is music, so definitely uh music. I don't work with models so much.
mhm,
I do want to sign a model that I met at the gym. He's dope. But no, I don't really work with models too much, but music would be awesome. And the art stuff is new as well. I've been
mhm.
doing it since 2016.
Hmm.
Now being that we you mentioned about DJing, are there like 3 to 5 songs like your go-to songs that
Party
you
rockers.
always get a yeah,
Oh,
the ones that turn the party out.
oh my
Can you
gosh.
name
I mean, it
your
depends on
top your
what kind
top
of
5?
party is this? What kind of party is this?
90s party.
90s party, right?
Like you want people to dance and sweat?
Dance and
Yeah.
sweat.
Mhm.
Poison.
No doubt.
Oh,
Gotta get
wow.
people like,
Classic.
Yeah, poison. Um, I cannot think right now. Poison's a good one though.
Okay. Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas.
Hmm. Nas, I'm a Nas fan. I like all the Queensbridge rappers.
really? In
Mhm.
Queensbridge? Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a series of them on here. We had like MC Shan and so forth. Yeah, we had. I think one of my favorite was the MC Shan and the tragedy interview that
Oh,
we
it's
did
actually
last year.
yeah, I knew him when he was like the intelligent hoodlum. That's how old I am.
That's how old we both are. Don't feel bad. Where can we see or hear you DJ? Are you on Twitch or do you
Oh,
do
I'm on SoundCloud. I have a whole bunch of mixes on SoundCloud.
yeah, son? I'm gonna check
DJ Nickie, DJ Nickiee.
I'm gonna check you out, sis.
Please, I would appreciate feedback.
See if you got a decent set. You already,
Yeah.
you already got. I want to see what follows behind Poison.
Okay. No, you know what? I have a 90s mix on there. I have like an Afro beats Caribbean mix. I have like a fashion show mix from like a long time ago. And then last year I was playing around with some like R&B stuff. But I need to get on the turntables more.
You're a busy lady, man. Publicist, y'all around the clock, man.
I know.
Y'all around the clock.
No.
So
I worked all day yesterday trying to get that release out.
So when you're not a publicist, how do you tackle a normal day?
I delegate.
Nice. That's right.
So, for example, the housekeeper came over here today for 6 hours. Delegate. My daughter helps me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Is she interested in wanting to be a publicist like her mom?
I think she wants to be a singer, so I pay for singing lessons every week. So
You're a good mom. That's good stuff.
oh, thank you. I'm a good mom with bad lighting tonight.
That's all right.
It's all good. Weren't you a part of several years ago? Weren't you a part of I think Nas's daughter's Lipmatic premiere or launch or something like that?
Oh yeah, I helped out. Nas has always been very nice to me, so I was just looking out.
Mm-hmm. How was that experience?
He's good. He's a really cool person. I met him back in 2011. He's very generous and very nice. So however I could help his daughter, that's what I wanted to do.
Right.
Yeah. He's a good guy.
What does one hold on, excuse me. My thing for my prayer came on. Prayer time, pardon me.
Oh, are you in Ramadan?
Well, I'm trying to get myself together with Ramadan and just becoming a good Muslim anyway. I'm still practicing.
Okay. Practice makes perfect.
Practice makes perfect. And I'm trying to get there. How does one keep a strong brand thriving and consistent?
Well, I think you answered your question, just being consistent. Like, I think everything's about I don't think I've missed a beat for 13 years.
Really?
No days off for 13 years.
Wow, man, that takes a great work ethic. I mean, based on your resume and what you told us, man, you was already bred for this type of environment. Nah, man, law school, working at Wall Street, publicist, like a cakewalk, pretty much, man. Because I can imagine the pressures of deadlines and having to be here. And
funny thing is, when I worked on Wall Street, never missed a deadline, had my job down to 20 hours a week. But
you're a master.
The men who I reported to, of course, you can't outshine your master. So
one of the 48 laws of power, huh?
Tell somebody
that one rule is really right. I don't really like that book. I mean, I read it. I use it to protect myself. I don't like use it against people. But that rule is pretty much consistent. Even if you have a black boss, they don't like that either.
Yeah, the 48 laws of power is like the quote unquote businessman, businesswoman's Bible.
Yes. Never outshine your master.
What's the largest public event you've coordinated?
Ooh. I guess Essence Magazine. I used to be the promotions manager. So their events. Right. So we did Hollywood House and Wellness House. So imagine selling hundreds of tickets.
Right.
Yeah, I promoted that. And I sold those events out months before as well, and they had never seen it before.
Wow. She's a magic lady. So you do the Essence Fest too?
I wasn't part of the Essence Fest when it was virtual. Remember, COVID hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would love to go back. I liked working with Essence. I actually hit up the owner's assistant. I said I want my job back, but I don't know. I don't know if I have enough time with my work. And plus, I go to the gym every day for a couple hours. So, when you have a job, people don't like when you work out.
Yeah, listen, man. You got to do what you got to do. Okay.
Now, do you when you go to the gym, do you have a favorite workout regimen, or you just switch it up daily?
Gym life. So I ran track and played soccer. I've been working out all my life, but I was always doing more cardio. So I would say that I always try to do cardio on an empty stomach because you burn fat faster that way.
Okay.
I take HIIT classes twice a week because HIIT just helps with toning and
Right.
endurance. And then I train with my trainers Tuesday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I rest on Thursday, and I do upper body on Friday. So I guess I kind of wing it, but I have my schedule of things that I need to do. But I really started getting consistent with the gym during COVID. I gained a little bit of weight during COVID, and I did not like it.
We
So
all did.
really,
Yeah,
Everybody's a couch potato.
I gained like
oh my goodness.
maybe like 7 pounds. Yeah.
Yeah, I gained 2 pounds too.
No, I might have gained 10 or 15. It was horrible. I was like, this has to go. But I don't think I've missed a beat in the gym in 2 years. Like I've had to force myself, and I might have to move around because this lighting is so bad. I've had to force myself to work out, consistently because I don't want to fall apart. I
Right.
don't.
That's right.
And now this light is even worse.
Yeah, that's right there.
I'll just go back to where I was.
Now, no, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No.
Do you drink a lot of water? Because I try to go through at least a gallon of water per day. I never want to go really over that because I feel that going over a gallon is going to flush out a lot of my nutrients. So I try to do just about a gallon or a gallon per day, just to keep things stable.
I need to be better at water. I do drink a lot of energy drinks. Like after this interview, I'm going to have a Red Bull, a sugar-free one. But I need to drink more water.
Yeah, water is a great byproduct, man. We all need that, man. It flushes a lot of. And I agree with you too, Lane, saying it may flush out some of the stuff that you have in you, but it keeps your blood flowing, man. It keeps things going.
All right, you guys. I'm gonna drink my alkaline water right when we get off of this.
That's right.
I'm
Get
on
that,
it.
There you go.
Get that ascension down there. Get that ascension.
I'm on it.
Raise that. I already know your pH level is high, but raise it up even more.
That's right.
Oh my goodness. Actually, I drink alkaline water all day. I'm kind of bougie with the water.
Me too. Don't feel bad. That's all I keep in my house.
My pH is that high. It might be just alkaline. It might be,
I keep a thermos that has an alkaline filter in it, so I ain't got to keep buying alkaline water. All I do is refill.
So is that why your skin is glowing?
That's right, baby. That's right. My skin is glowing.
And speaking of water, the main hustle, man, that's behind a lot of these different companies. I'm up in the grocery store yesterday, and here it is. Shaq has his own pH water. Yeah. But I'm like, Shaq is a part of everything.
I'll digress for a minute. You gotta be careful because a lot of people start putting phosphorus and bicarbonate minerals to bring up the pH. You know what I'm saying? That's not the way to do it. So you gotta be careful which water you buy. All water is not created equal. But we need it. And the reason for the alkaline water is so that your body stays charged. So things like viruses and other things can't live in there. You can't, in other words, you really can't catch any cancerous cells if your cells are charged and highly alkaline.
All right, you guys, I'm going to be on my Dr. Savy stuff tomorrow.
We dig a little deep. We got a little treasure in there. That's what's up.
But Nickie, when are you coming out with a documentary? Because like you said, from law school to Wall Street to get into the industry and so many industries and be able to master that. When is this documentary coming out? I don't know if you thought of it yet, but I'm thinking that's a nice pitch right there.
I'm going back to school this summer, so I think after I get this other degree, then I'll think about doing the documentary.
Okay.
Super goal orientated, man. You just tacking them off.
Slowly but surely, this other degree that I'm about to get, I could have gotten in my 20s, but I didn't want to borrow the money to pay for it. So now I've been working hard. I can pay for it cash. So I'm just gonna bust it out.
Say that again. I can pay for it in cash. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, let me ask you, dealing with public image. Can you give us a scenario where you had to turn a negative situation into a positive, almost to save someone's career?
I've never really had that issue. I mean, I don't do a lot of crisis management work.
Okay.
Well,
that's good.
I have worked with clients who have bad reputations.
Okay.
And so I've been able to leverage my relationships to get information for them so they could manage any type of negative feedback.
Right.
So that's more being strategic.
Right.
But as far as like the Will Smith situation, I've never dealt with anything like that, so to speak.
Yeah, I see today that they banned Will for 10 years from the Oscars.
They did.
Well, listen, don't put your hand on nobody, bro.
Yeah.
I heard Chris Rock got a lawyer, so I'm assuming that he's going to probably sue civilly.
Wow.
Serve him with a civil lawsuit.
And the saga continues, huh?
He's like, I'm not going to press criminal charges, but I'm going to sue you in civil court.
That's it. Hit him
And
in
I
the
heard
pocket.
Yeah, plus I heard
they'll settle out of court.
Yeah.
That was an easy bag for Chris Rock.
Right. Let me take that. Let me take that on the chin. You just take that on the chin. I'll see you later. You know what?
Because when I first saw it, I thought they were playing. The way Chris Rock's reaction, it was like not a normal reaction if somebody slaps you. I thought he were playing, but then once Will said what he said, once he sat down, I was like, oh, this is looking kind of serious right here.
I hate to digress on this, but if you watch it, right after he slapped him, Chris said, he was about to roll off the tongue on some dirt that he knew. He said, you know what? This ain't the
is that what happened?
You can see I'm about to, and he stopped himself like, okay, you know what? I'll take it. I'll wear that slap today. I know a little people. I thought that was funny. I was like, yeah, he's about to lay Will out. But he kept his mouth shut.
Because the part where I thought it was like staged or like a joke or whatever was when Will slapped him. When he walked away, you see he smirked and like turned as he was walking back, and I was like, so that's why I kept rewinding it. I was looking at the stuff on YouTube. I kept rewinding. I'm like, but yeah, man, it's very unfortunate that situation happened. Hopefully, somehow, some way, they can come to some type of understanding.
They will.
Yeah, because that's definitely something that shouldn't have been happening to anybody, let alone at the Oscars. You know?
I mean, maybe I'm insensitive, but it was a slap. I don't know. I just
say what you say.
It's not like he.
No, you're right.
It was a slap.
Not a punch. Yeah, you're right.
Slap? Like, was it like? What kind of slap was it?
It wasn't a Bernie smack slap. I tell you that.
What kind of slap is that?
A Bernie slap. What was the movie he played with Chris Rock when Chris Rock was running for president and he was going through the train station? Smack.
Something of the state, right? Something of the state.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about.
He's walking through the train station. Everyone that walked through the Bernie Mac, he's hanging his hand back like this. Pow, in his Bernie Mac fashion. It wasn't nothing like that. You know what I mean?
You know what it is? It's so funny. I've met Will Smith in person, and
Head of State. That's the name of it. Head of State.
Yeah, and Jada Pinkett was with him. And when I tell you that his energy is fantastic,
yeah.
So to see him behave like that, I feel like it was something else. It was like built up.
That's a fact.
Anger or some type of like resentment that we don't know about. I just don't think, because he was laughing when he made the comment.
But something triggered him like, oh, I can't let that slide. We on live TV.
Or maybe she was like, you need to go handle that. I don't know. but he was laughing. So I don't understand how a person laughs and then they go up on stage and slap somebody. Why did you laugh?
Thank you. That part. But good thing
That's a good question.
you don't have to deal with any of that. Your clients seem to be professional and about their business, so you ain't got to deal with no.
Well, I think Will Smith historically has been professional. I mean, he just had one lapse of judgment. It's so crazy how a person can be so nice and their energy could be so amazing and they can make one mistake.
That's it, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, their credibility is just gone.
It happens that fast, man. It happens that fast.
I don't think he deserves 10 years.
Like, they might knock off a couple of years. Give him 5.
I have a question. If you really want to hurt him, take his Oscar away. Like, he's already won his Oscar. Why does he need to go back for?
How about that? How about that?
That was his first one, right?
That was his very first one.
That's going to be his first and only.
Yeah, you're right.
For 10 years. Unfortunately.
And I can't believe, like, a lot of the television networks or studios or movie studios, they halted the filming of some of his movies as well as a result of the slap. I don't think it's that serious.
Yeah, because I did hear that he was working on, I don't know if it's the prequel or the sequel to I Am Legend, and I heard Michael B. Jordan was going to be in that movie. So, and we waited for so long for that movie. I definitely wanted to see it, you know, eons ago, but hopefully, you know, that movie will eventually come out sooner than later, because they
Legend was a weird film. Wasn't he the only one in it?
No, he thought he was, and he
and the dog.
He was like, yeah, no, but then no, but then he had found the lady that had the child. I think it was a son or something like that. I forgot how he found. Oh, I think he had found them because I guess the zombies was chasing him or whatever. But anyway, he was a big time in that movie. He was a big time military doctor, you know. And I'm just wondering right now, when they do it, is it going to be the prequel or the sequel? I would rather see the prequel than the sequel. So I want to know, how did everything happen in order for them zombies to come out and all that?
I have a question. What movies have a prequel? I don't even remember any.
Not many at all.
No, any.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's an interesting statement. I just didn't think about it that way.
Well, no, because after the movie, Star Wars.
Star Wars, man, because they started Star Wars in the middle. Return of the Sith and all that were the first of the series. I think, was it Return of the Sith? Because I was just, me and my wife was playing the game last night, and it told the story in succession. But Star Wars wasn't the first movie. I think that was the 4th movie. So there's 3 prequels prior to that. 3 movies prior to that, from what we know, you know, because we always think Star Wars was the first. I think Star Wars might be a movie that had a prequel. I'm guessing a little bit.
Yeah, because I remember after the movie came out, when the I Am Legend first came out, several months later, Will Smith was already talking about whether they're gonna have a prequel or a sequel. That was many years ago when that first one came out. But yeah, I would definitely want to see the prequel though. The sequel, it's already kind of like you already know what's going to happen with that.
Back to PR talk. Is there a difference in PR and advertising?
Yes. So PR is like organic placements in articles, while advertising is like paid placements. So think of an article written about you in the New York Times and then an ad placed by you in the New York Times. So advertising would be the ad.
Advertising would be the ad, and they usually would have their spot guaranteed, their placement guaranteed, correct?
Yes.
I'm learning a lot, man. I'm gonna create a brand. Brand and really put some work behind it, man. And keep it consistent. I'm getting some good energy from you, Nick.
No problem. I'm here for that. I'm glad I got the lighting situation figured out somehow.
What are the last 2 books you've read to recommend to us?
Creative Visualization and...
Say that one again?
creative visualization. And I listen to a lot of audiobooks. So you said read the Master Key System.
Say word. Hold the gate. Hold the gates.
Yeah.
Perfect timing.
Yes.
Is that how you guys found me?
No, through the Master Key System. Man, I've had this book for a while, man, but some of the stuff in here I walk with. A lot of the stuff, man. Quiet the senses, seek inspiration. Like there's so many things that you can get out of that book and walk with every day. You can just read a paragraph and you'll be good for the day, man. It's an excellent book.
Yeah, I listen to it when I'm in the shower.
Charles Haino's a good. He got a couple of books too that are good, but I like the Master Key System. See, I got that book. But creative visualization, I'm gonna look that way. You know who the author is?
No, I do not, but I don't mind taking a picture of it and sharing it with you after this call.
I appreciate that. Yeah, Zane, you got something?
We have a question. Is all publicity good publicity?
It depends on what you're talking about. So if you're a beauty brand and you're getting featured everywhere, no matter how big the outlet is and how small the outlet is, absolutely. But if it's drama related, then all good publicity is not all publicity is good publicity. For example, TMZ versus US Today, like quality of outlets.
That's right. That makes sense. You don't want your stuff on World Star.
Right.
You rather a different outlet than World Star. I get it. This is dope, man. Nick, you got a lot going on, sis. So what is Nickie working on? What is Miss Robinson working on? What are your personal projects that you have going on?
Oh, right now just unpacking my apartment.
You just moved?
Yeah.
Okay. From California to New York?
No, just within New York.
Oh, okay.
I would say just unpacking, getting my, house together, getting organized because I work from home. So it's hard to focus when, you're not organized.
Right.
Training my puppy, being a good mom. Good Girl PR is, like I said, a well-oiled machine. For example, I got hired for the Metaverse project on Friday, and you see all that I've gotten accomplished in the matter of 3 days. So I work very fast. So PR is nothing. I'm going back to school in June to get my legal master's in taxation to be a tax attorney. That's going to be like my post-industry job. So I'm setting myself up for that. I could do that job between now until I'm like 80 years old and I'll be set for life. So I have to get that degree done. And that's about it.
Wow. So you jack of all trades, master of all of them too.
Thank you. Well, you have to listen to my DJ mix first and then tell me.
I'm definitely looking to see what your set sound like. I'm a DJ in my mind too. I like blending. Me and my man Chanel, we always talk about blends and how songs synchronize and all that.
Yeah, especially with a lot of the new artists using 90s and 2000s music in there as their samples, which is hilarious.
It's crazy, right? They don't want to get no respect. It's crazy. Crazy place. Well, you know what, Zane? You have anything, bro?
Nah, I think that sums it up. Thank you for the excellent interview. Can you let people know how to get in touch with you?
Oh, you're so sweet. GoodGirlPR.com or at GoodGirlPR on Instagram. If you send me a message, email, I always get back. If I can help you, I will. And if I can't, I'll refer you to someone else.
How about that? That's like I'll never say no. I'll find
Oh, is that what it's called? Oh.
I'll never say no, but I'll find a way. Good stuff. Well, God bless you, man. God bless you all in your endeavors.
Thank you. And I appreciate your persistence. I was like, I am not going to be late for this interview. Because I definitely do have some client deliverables after. I have another interview at 8, and then I have work to do. So,
well, keep up the good work, and I'm gonna check out these books. I love creative visualization. That's already got.
Oh, and also someone recommended deep work as well.
Hold on, you take that down because I'm a reader. I read every.
Nice. I follow this Twitter handle on often, and it's called the Billionaire Mindset, and it says if you want to become wealthy, you can't ever stop reading.
Mm.
And that
That's a
hit
good tool up there.
Key system. Get it in your life, Zane. I'm gonna send you a copy too, bro. So you
yeah, it helps.
Appreciate it.
Well, God bless you, man.
God bless you too.
Right. And take care of
God
yourself.
bless you. Thank you for coming through. And thank you for showing love to No Ideas Original Podcast.
No problem. And I sincere apologies about the lighting. When I moved, I threw that ring light away because it was like falling over. You know how those ring lights kind of like they're limp and they're like, and I'm like, I want a new one. So my apologies.
No worries.
I know better.
Well, you take care of yourself and you have a good night.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye. That was short and
That was
sweet.